Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Um, okay, we're about a minute ahead of time today, which is unusual. I've been playing around with a few of the settings on here today, so we're actually now streaming not just on Facebook Live, but we'll also be streaming to YouTube as well. So you can catch up with it on there if anybody else wants to view it on YouTube. I have been playing around with the messages, been trying to get the messages up on screen. Can't do that, unfortunately, today. Haven't had enough time, so tomorrow hopefully we'll get that put up there for when we have Mike Craddock online. So anyway, so I'll bring in Jason with us from Indonesia. He's the driver for HP. So guys, if you have any questions or anything else that you'd like to ask, please put them up, and then we'll try and answer them questions as well. Okay. Hi Jason, how you doing?
Hi, George. Good. How about you?
Mate, not too bad. I'm a bit better now. I've got vodka with me. uh,
I've got nothing.
uh, but that's good. I'm getting the messages which are coming up on here anyway. Matt Skinner, how's it going, George? I've got this. The problem with my setup is I haven't got a monitor that I can see everything with. I think I need to get a monitor in here.
It's alright.
So every time if I look up like that, it's me actually just looking at my monitor, which is my TV. Yeah. So, Jason, so apa kabar?
Sad.
Sehat,
Good,
sehat.
all good.
Okay, bagus. So how's things going down there for you, Jason?
Yeah, it's quite boring after the maybe 1000th day of staying in the house. It's been like 3 weeks already.
Is it 3 weeks for you guys? You're down in Jakarta,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I'm in Jakarta. The first,
Mm.
I think the first recommendation of staying at home from the government was after my nationals in Batam. That was like end of March.
Yeah.
No, middle March, mid March. Yep, and it's around 3 weeks going forward.
Okay. So they're going to extend it any
Hmm.
further?
Yeah, I think so because the number of people getting the disease is like increasing. It hits 3,500 just
Yeah.
now. So yeah, I think they just released like a new protocol of limiting the amount of people going out of the
Yeah.
houses.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it'll all be done soon, and we can all get back to some RC racing.
Yeah, miss the track already.
I think everybody now is just itching to get back to the track. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're driving for HB at the moment, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So how long have you been
Yep.
racing with HB? Because before this you were with X-Ray,
Uh,
wasn't it?
yeah, I've been quite. I drove for X-Ray for quite some time, around probably since the first I started playing. But I tried some other cars, like I tried Kyosho last time for a few months,
Yeah.
and I
Good
went
car.
back to X-Ray, and I went to HB around August last year because yeah, the local distributor approached me and yeah, with my dad.
So
So
who's the
yeah,
local distributor? Is
staying.
that now your father?
Sorry?
Who's the local distributor there? Is that your father?
No. He's a guy from Bandung.
Ah, okay.
Max Pin. Max.
Hmm.
His store is Max Pin. It's called Max Pin. Max Pin Hobby.
Okay. But so you running with? How
Yeah.
long were you with X-Ray then?
Uh, Around 10 years. Yes. Around yeah, 10 years, 10 to 12 years.
10 years.
It's quite a long time. Yeah. Since if you know the XB8 EC, It's way before
Okay.
the 808 first comes out. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. I must say I'm not very familiar with X-ray. KO show for life. So it's
Future for life.
yeah, damn right. So how long have you actually been racing? So you've been with HB for some time. You've been with X-Ray for 10 years. So how long have you actually been racing?
uh, I've been racing since I was around 6.5 years. So I'm 20 this year. It's like
Wow.
13.5 years. Yeah. And like 90% of my lifetime in RC
Yeah.
is with X-ray.
Yeah.
So
Wow. That's a long time to be racing. You started racing when you were 6.5. So how did you manage to hold the
yeah.
transmitter when you were so young?
uh, so the driver stand was about like my neck, and I
Yeah.
had to hold the remote on my side. So I was like playing baseball.
So is it only you and your family that's racing? Is it
Sorry.
only yourself, only you racing in your family?
Currently, yeah, but my dad used to play as well when he was younger, and now it's only me.
Yeah. So has your father become your pitman and mechanic?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yes. That's why he becomes my pet.
So that's you. That's Carl McBride. Also with Joe as well. So it just seems all you top drivers seem to have your father by your side in the pits.
Yeah.
So,
Uh,
what's one of your best what's your best achievement in racing throughout your years?
my best, I think, when I took the second place in Hamka in Batam. I think that was 2018. Yeah, I think that was one of the best, and some nationals, winning nationals as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're one of Indonesia's top drivers now, right? Uh,
Yes.
so how many nationals have you won?
Alongside with Adrian Jonagus. Oh, currently I've won two two nationals
Two
together. Yeah.
nationals. Yeah.
Yes. Well, last year Adrian took the nationals title.
Yeah.
I had some trouble on the first series. Yeah, so it's fine.
Ah. Okay. But your finals last year, was that in
Yeah.
Cinetic, was it?
Yeah. The last round of last year's nationals was in Cinetic.
Yeah.
I had a flame out because the clutch pin came loose and it hits the clutch bell, stops the clutch bell from spinning.
Yeah.
So my engine flamed out.
Ah, okay. But Cinetic, I mean, that's a huge track, yeah. Is it a difficult track to drive? There's a lot of people that have never got to drive that track yet. Me being one of them.
You should come sometime. It's a very fun track. It's
I
like
would love
the
to. As
angles of
soon as you
the
guys are having an event in Cinetic, I'm down there, and I'm sure there's a lot of other guys as well that would love to come down and race there.
it's a very fun track. Like the jump angles are deceiving. Sometimes you
Yeah,
thought you could make it, but you go out of the track.
yeah. But
Hmm.
I spoke to some guys some years ago about Cinetic. Kevin now, and Cynthia. I think you know them from
Hmm.
Malaysia, yeah. Yeah, so they were talking about it.
Yeah, I
They said
think
it
they
took
went
about it took
a few years ago.
it yeah, but they said it took about a day or so to get used to the track because of the angles on the track. It took about one day to get used to it.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, the jump angles are quite crazy. It's like sideways and all the way.
Yeah. So how long does it take you
Oh,
to
yeah.
get around that track? How long for one lap?
My first try on that track was, I think, back in 2011, and I wasn't able to finish a lap without a mistake. It's like it's really confusing because the back then the track had no molasses on, so it was also slippery, and
Oh, okay.
yeah, it gives me some troubles as well. And a few years after, they pour some molasses, and the track becomes grip, and yeah, it's easier to learn the track when it's grip. So
Okay.
it took me about like 2 or 3 races back then.
Yeah.
Took me quite some time. Yeah,
So they've got molasses on it now.
but yeah, but not as much as before.
Hmm. But
And
is
what's
the track
annoying was
is it? Sorry, go on. What's annoying is what?
what's annoying was back then we had the first Cinetic challenge. No, second.
Yeah.
I think that was the second Cinetic challenge, and we invited Battier, Robert Battle, and he
Yeah.
could do a fast lap within 2 laps of trying the track. That's annoying.
Yeah, it is a bit annoying when you get these pro drivers. They come along and they just pick it up so quick. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. So is that track closed down now? Do you know, or is it still open?
Uh, the track's still open, but the track owner is trying to sell the land.
Hmm.
The track owner is offering the land to people, but I don't know if it's already sold or. But currently, the track is still open.
Oh, okay. All right. So if it's still open
Mhm.
after this pandemic, then I think I'll be coming down to run some laps. I've got to do it. It's on the bucket list. Yeah. So but
Yeah, you gotta do it before it's sold.
yeah. I mean, I think I saw Mick on here as well, Mike Craddock. You'll need a mechanic, George. Sorry, Mick. Do you know any good mechanics? uh,
My dad.
your dad. Oh, there you go. There you go. So, so what about international races then? You've done quite a few of international races.
Yeah, I I think my first international race was Buggy Party in Thailand.
Oh, okay.
That was back in 2009. Yeah, it was such a big track to me back then
Yeah.
because we didn't have Somatic yet, and then I went to Neo Buggy several times as well,
Yeah.
and I went once to the dirt, but it's like I couldn't go, go again because I had to ask for a long permission, like around 2 weeks from school, and it's just
Ah.
taking too much
Mm,
time. Yeah.
okay. But you also did the world champion. How many world championships have you been to?
Uh, Probably to Vegas and Perth last year.
Okay, so
And
you've done as many as I have.
yeah.
So how did you do in Vegas?
Yeah, in Vegas, not so good because I couldn't. The track was so bumpy, and I think bumpy tracks is just not my track because I can't drive in bumpy tracks. It's like my car all over the place.
Yeah. So you find it
Mhm.
difficult to get the setup right.
Yes, because it has so many bumps
Yeah.
and holes, and I remember people taking picture of the hole being like an ankle deep.
Oh, they were like craters, yeah. There was one on
Yeah,
what was it? It was turn one, two. Yeah, coming up over the jump on turn two. There's just one huge crater in the middle. Too
yeah,
close to the inside, and you may be clipping the pipe too much on the outside, and you're in the dirt. Uh, It was good fun though. It was a good race. So how did you get on in Perth?
Yeah. In Perth, it was. I think that was my best result in World Champions, but I think I was in the 116th or 132. I forgot. I couldn't remember, but I remember that I had issues with my vision because I was playing at night. I couldn't see really pretty. I couldn't see well. Yeah, I think I gotta change my glasses. And in Indonesia, we never play at night, so I'm not used to playing in the dark or in the cold as well.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's in Malaysia. We've only just started running in the night at the local track now. Excuse me. So we've just got the flood lighting in there, but it's still very difficult running at night, especially when you're wearing glasses and a cap because the humidity it catches underneath and your glasses all fog up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bit difficult, but it's
Exactly.
good fun. It's good practice. Yeah. It's nice to be able to just get out and start in the morning and not finish until about 12 o'clock at night. Absolutely no problem.
Yeah.
So when
We
you're doing your
finish at
races,
about.
how do you set up your car? Do you set up your car or does your father set up your car?
Uh, it's both of us. So I usually before going to tracks, I usually go for some basic setups, which
Mm.
I usually see how the track goes. Is it like a high speed track or technical, low speed, bumpy, or grip or not? And I try to find the setup from there as a starting point, and then after I try out the tracks, and only then I can figure out what to do.
Okay. Mm. So how do you get the input from your father then? How does he tell you? How do you get the input from your father?
I uh, Basically, like I ask him, how does the car look? How do you think that I can go faster in any corners or
Yeah.
bumps or jumps? And we basically like uh, analyze how the car is, and we figure out what to do. We try setups. I ask my friends like Adrian
Yeah.
what to do, how to achieve faster cornering time or faster cornering speed.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Then what about your choice on the tires? How do you make your choice on tires?
Oh yeah.
Actually, which
I
tires are you
go. I
running?
basically
Which
go
tires
with.
do you run?
I'm running Proline now.
Oh.
I'm using Proline. It's because my dad is also the distributor.
Yeah. I needed to speak to your father actually because I wanted some more pro lines. The Diamondbacks. I got some Diamondbacks off you last time. I need some more of them.
Yeah. So yeah, I try out the tires first. I figure out some tires which feels good, maybe like around
Yeah.
two tire patterns, and then I tweak my car setup. Basically the geometry or the diffs, and then the shock, and then I come back to compare those two tires that I picked. Which one's better? Which one feels better for the long term, or which one's better for like faster time and more
Yeah.
consistent.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
you'll choose your
So
tire
yeah, that's
first,
about it.
and then you'll set the car up against that.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I usually do.
Okay. So okay, so you choose your tires, then you'll change all your diff setups and everything else, and then you do comparison. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So what engine are you running?
I'm currently running Ninja. I think it
Yeah.
was JX05. Yeah,
Ninja. I thought
it's a fast
previously you were
engine.
on OS, right?
Sorry?
Previously you were on OS when you not running OS before.
Previous. Oh, uh, I ran Navarossi before Ninja.
Okay. Yeah. So, but you like the Ninja, yeah?
And
Ninja. Yeah.
yeah, Ninja. It's OS based.
It's an OS based, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Mm. Then your fuel. What fuel are you running?
Running runner time.
Runner time. Oh, okay.
Same like David. I think David Runafelt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think. So, that, do you get runner time very easily in Indonesia? I know in Malaysia it's a bit difficult to get hold of.
Uh, Currently for me, yeah, because my dad is the one selling it, so could be quite an excess.
Ah, okay. So it
Yeah.
must be. So, do you get a lot of sponsorship from your father then? Is it?
Basically everything.
Yeah, okay. I think there's some questions on here, but I think that most of them have been answered by. Is it Michelle? Is it? Is it? Sorry, just looking through here. Okay, so Bro Akil's asking. So, are you working or are you in university?
I'm currently in university. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've been studying from home since like 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks. Yeah, I'm
Ah,
currently in university.
so I think everybody's doing homeschooling now. Huh?
Homeschooling, working from home,
Yeah.
RC
So,
from
so,
home.
so, what are you studying in university? What are you doing after this?
Uh, I'm currently taking my major is automotive and robotics engineering, and yeah, I'll probably work after this for some
Yeah.
good years and maybe continue my dad's business.
Ah, okay. So, automotive and
Mhm.
robotics. Ah,
Yes.
that sounds pretty complicated. I said
Sorry,
that sounds pretty
the
complicated.
internet.
Mm. So, how did you manage to balance your racing between your schooling, university, and racing? Yeah.
I basically pick like big races. I prioritize race, which races is like uh better for me to go. I usually see from how long I need to take a day off from school, how
Yeah.
far it is, traveling time, and how much effort I need. And then I ask the permission from my lecturer.
Right.
I usually my dad writes a letter to them, permission letter, and they usually grant the permission. But sometimes if it's too long, they take like uh, notes of how many times of absence that I could get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the working with the university normally not much problem. Yeah, you just have to pick and choose your races.
Yeah. Luckily, yeah,
Yeah.
because there are some unis as well which is quite strict for giving permission. So
Mm.
apparently, my uni is not that strict. Hmm.
Well, okay. Yeah. So how much? So how do you do about your practicing? Do you get much practicing?
Uh, Back then, yeah, I used to practice every Friday after school, like every week. But I think the last few years I haven't I don't do as much practice. I usually go like a day or two before the race starts,
Yeah.
and I practice during the 2 days. Yeah.
Wow. And you still get them good results.
Yeah, because I need to balance with my school as well. I gotta learn. Sometimes I have homeworks piling up.
Yeah, you need to put that as a priority over the racing. You need something to fall back on. Mm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you use like any VRC or anything?
I I have VRC, but I don't really like how the car feels in VRC. I think to me it doesn't feel similar like how my car is, but I think it's good for practicing the muscle memory, like
Yeah.
what to do on turns and car react certain ways. You know how to react to the car.
Yeah. So yeah. So just
Mhm.
hand to eye coordination, just to keep it moving.
Yeah, it,
Yeah.
mhm.
I think VRC is doing
Prevent.
a lot of good business at the moment. I think everybody's trying to get onto VRC. Mm. I
Yeah,
must
I
admit
saw
I've
Ben
not.
installing.
Oh yeah, Ben Panic was installing his as well the other day.
Yeah.
Well, I think he was struggling. I think he's still waiting on his dongle to arrive. Oh. But yeah, some of the guys have been saying that I've not played it for since I've been locked up. Um, but a lot of the guys are saying the stadium trucks apparently they're pretty good to use on the VRC. But I think I'll have to get it out and try
Oh,
again.
the VR. I think the touring car feels good as well in VRC.
Is it? Oh, okay. So actually, which classes are
Yeah.
you playing? Are you only playing 1/8 GP buggy, or are you playing other classes?
Uh, I've I recently just started playing the 110 EP 4-wheel drive, maybe
Oh,
about a
okay.
year. Yeah, it's fun, but it's quite kind of tiring because it's smaller, it's faster
Yeah.
as well, and you can't make any mistake within the run.
No, zero mistakes with that.
It's only like a 5 minutes run.
Well, you're racing on dirt or you're on Astro?
Uh, on dirt, like 1/8, yeah, but smaller.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So how are the tracks in Indonesia? Do you have a lot of tracks?
Right now, I think not as much as before because in Jakarta currently we don't have any 1/8 GP tracks, but we've got one 10. Oh, there's one 1/8 GP tracks, but it's like a bit far from Jakarta, so around 40 to 50 kilos away from the city center. And
Yeah.
then we've got one GP tracks in Bandung, one in
Yeah.
Surabaya, uh, and I think there's a couple in Kalimantan and Sulawesi as well.
Ah, okay.
But
You got
yeah, it's not as much as before. Mm.
Medan as well. Or is Medan closed as well?
Oh yeah, yeah. They had like some land issue with the landowner.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Ah, okay. That's. I think I've raced at Medan many years ago. Well, say many years ago, probably about 5 years ago.
Fine.
I've raced
Yeah,
in
fine.
Batam as well. Batam I've raced at.
Oh yeah, we've got
Yeah.
yeah.
You can't forget that one. That was where you did your last race.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I almost forgot that.
Yeah, we did Femke there as well. What about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. I think it was 2018.
18, right? Yeah, yeah. Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
I love the track down there in Batam. It's actually I love the design of it. It's good flow, everything. The only problem that I've got with it is, damn, the car comes back and it's rusty as hell.
You gotta spray it with the WD-40 because I think it's near the sea and
Yeah,
the land beneath the track is just never dry. It's always
yeah, it's
wet.
reclaimed
So
land or
the
something, isn't it?
yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think the
So
water they put down maybe's got some salt in it. I'm not sure. Mm.
Hmm. That's why the
Well,
track
the
is
track.
also always, most of the time, it's slippery because
Yeah,
you've got water beneath the track.
yeah. But it's a good track. I enjoy it. I mean, the guys done well to get the setup down there. Mm.
Hmm.
But so 50 kilometers outside of Jakarta. So wow, that must take a long time if you're in the wrong area of Jakarta because Jakarta has got some big jams. So
From so the track
yeah,
from my house is like 1.5 hours away. About, yeah, 1.5, and maybe if I got stuck in the traffic jam, it's about 2 hours.
yeah.
Quite some effort going there. Yeah.
Wow, so that's like 4 hours just to get there and back. So you really
Yeah.
don't want to forget anything. If you get all the way down there and forget your transmitter, you're going to be pretty annoyed. Yeah. So, which part of Jakarta are you in? Are you in the north, south, east, west?
um, living in the East Jakarta,
Hmm.
and the track is in Tangerang, if you know. It's like west of Jakarta and a bit
Ah,
to the
okay.
west of West Jakarta.
Yeah. Hmm. At least you got something to go around on there. But you got Chopin is also in Jakarta as well, right?
Yeah. Sorry.
Chopin.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's been missing from races, a couple of races this past
Is he?
years. Yeah.
Is he given up? Is he?
No idea. He enjoys food, right?
I think he's probably just enjoying eating somewhere. Yeah, I know he likes his food. He enjoys his eating. Yeah, I think he's probably getting into his
Different
cycling
racing
as well.
class.
Ah, yeah. So, who's your biggest competitors now then?
uh, Adrian, because my pace is usually like similar with his,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just super consistent during the finals, and I tend to make several mistakes. Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, okay.
Hmm.
So, what do you do
Yeah.
when you're preparing for a race? Let's say you got like a 2 day event for like your nationals or something. So, how do you prepare
Yep.
for your qualifying, going then through into your finals?
Usually it's on Saturdays and Sundays. I usually go on Thursday, get a good practice for like 1 or 2 days, and then my dad changes several parts like the arm, linkage, and check on the clutch shoes, clutch bell, the gears
Yeah.
before qualifying day. Uh, new diff oils, new shock oils, and change the necessary parts. And then usually during the final day, I don't change as much parts. I just change maybe like the clutch shoe or clutch bell if it starts wearing out, and shock oils not as much because I usually change it depending on the weather and the track condition. Sometimes in the between qualifying, I can change increase or decrease like maybe around 2.5 WT to 5.
Okay. Two and a half
Depends. Yeah,
WT. So,
depending on the
what
weather.
oil are you using?
Associated.
Associated. Ah, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So you try and leave the car alone as much as possible for your finals, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you're just refreshing like
because
your clutch bearings.
I change bearings as well because they tend to like not run as smooth after several tanks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. After several tanks.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's not very. That's not a lot. Mm,
well, because sometimes the track is dusty as well,
yeah. So
so
just yeah.
yeah, the dust
So just
tend to get in.
yeah. Mm. Okay. So when you're concentrating on your car, when you if your finals. So what are you doing when you're up on the driver's stand or the rostrum? So you're just concentrating on your car. Are you thinking about fueling? You're thinking about pitting. What are you thinking about?
Uh, sometimes most of the time I concentrate about the car, how the car feels, how it goes, on which corners I can improve my speed.
Yep.
But sometimes I also think about the fuel because am kind of I have this anxiety where my dad tend to forget to call me for pit. So it's just like to calm myself down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Was it in? Oh, Shania's on here as well. Hey, it's been a while. Do you regard? I don't know.
Shania, you look.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Been a while since I've seen her racing as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Few
So what?
few years back then.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, a few years ago. Last time I saw her, I think was in Cam 10, 18. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the last time I saw her as well. It was yeah, Femke. Femke? Think so. Too long already.
Mm.
So, were you planning? Were you planning to go to the World Championships this year?
I thought they canceled it or postponed it
No, well, it's been
in
postponed.
Brazil,
But
right?
had it been going ahead, would you have been going?
Uh, I don't think so because it's like very far from Indonesia. It's like 30 hours flight time before the transit as well. It's really
Yeah,
far.
probably about that. Mm.
Yeah, yeah, it's really far.
Yeah, it's quite far. Yeah, definitely. Mm. So there was no plans for that then.
How about sorry?
So you didn't have any plans for doing the Worlds then, no?
Yeah, not this year. What
Yeah.
about you? Did you plan to
No,
be there?
I wasn't going. Actually, I didn't mind. It wasn't so much about the travel. I've worked in Brazil before. I just was a bit concerned about the safety side of things, getting all the equipment in,
Ah,
and more importantly, getting the equipment back out as well. Mm.
yeah,
But yeah, it's I was going to give this year a miss, but definitely I want to try and hit for the next ones. I think it's in Spain in 22.
yeah,
So that one will be very
yes.
doable.
I might. Hmm.
Mm. So where's your next big race?
Currently, I don't really know because I think everything got like delayed and postponed because of the
Yeah.
virus.
So
Yeah,
your nationals
so
all
I'm
been
still not
cancelled for
sure.
this year?
Sorry,
Have your nationals all
the
been
what being
cancelled for
canceled?
this year?
I There haven't been any news about it yet, but I hope not. Because then if
Yeah.
my nationals canceled, then we don't have any big races
Yeah.
left this year.
Yeah. Well, you boys have to come on
Yeah.
and join us over in Malaysia sometime. Yeah, we're not that far
Yeah,
away.
we should give it.
Mm. I think
Mhm.
once everything's a lot safer and calmed down a bit and things are more under control and everybody can fly, I
Mhm.
think we'll need to try and organise some international race. Invite all you guys down in
Yeah,
Indonesia,
you should do
come up and see us. Yeah.
it.
Now the guys have been working well in P6. The track here, it's looking a lot better now, and got some containers and things, and we've got the floodlights as well. So we're trying to do some what was it, endurance racing. So just trying some different things, having a bit of fun. I'll tell you what, there's not many questions
Yeah, I
actually
missed
coming in
that.
because most of them have been answered. You missed what? Sorry. Last time you were here, you must have been racing at 3 Stone, was it?
Yeah, yeah, and it was in Treestone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it did. What was
I
it?
think.
Asia Fever. You came up for that one as well, didn't you?
Yeah. I think that was the last one, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that was the last big event that went in 3 Stone. Yeah, I think you're up here. Yeah.
Mhm.
It was a good race. It wasn't a very good race for me, but it was a good race by all means.
Wasn't a good race for me too. I think I broke an upright during that race.
Oh, oh, really? Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just one of them races. You just pack up and think, right, okay, next. Okay. Well, actually, I've pretty much finished all the questions. I'm normally chatting about other stuff by now. So the tuning of your engine. Your father does all the tuning on your engines, yeah?
Yeah. I usually tell him what I'm lacking of, like maybe I need more bottom torque or top end, and he just
Yep.
retune it afterwards.
Okay. But you can tune your own engines, no problem normally, yeah?
Yeah. I understand as well, but he does most of the work.
Is it? So while you're telling your father, right, I need this and I want my car set up like this. So what are you doing?
Driving.
You're not gluing up tires. You're not. Who's the tire gluer?
uh, my dad's doing that job. I have a mechanic as well, which glues the tire.
Wow. So you got your father that looks after it, and you got a mechanic as well. Oh my God,
Yeah.
you're like a superstar driving. You just got your whole entourage going with you. Yeah. Okay. So that must make it nice for you. Hey, Meng Chua's on here as well. Hi, Meng. We were just talking about your track earlier. Awesome track, just rusty cars afterwards. I know you keep saying you use the WD-40. Uh, Shana Yola was saying as well, yeah, school ruins are RC. The last race was in Batam. Yeah, that was when we last met.
Hmm. The
Mm.
first nationals.
Yeah. Okay, so you're saying earlier you tried the KO shows as well. So you run hot bodies now. You've tried the KO show. You didn't like the KO show? Can't say anything bad now.
Oh, I like how I like how the car felt. I think I when I tried it was the PKI 2. It was back
Wow,
in
that was going back
2012.
a long time ago.
Yeah, 8 years ago.
Yeah,
And yeah, I think I just couldn't feel the car as good. And I think not long after that, X-Ray released the XV9 after the
right.
808. Yeah, so went and tried the XV9. It was good as well, and
Yeah.
yeah, I stick to it.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. So do you think it's a good idea to jump between different cars or to stay with one car with one brand?
I think it would be better to stay with one car because then you get to know how the car feels, how the car reacts, how to set the car up,
Yeah.
and you just know the car better.
Yeah. Okay. So how
Mhm.
many cars do you actually use? Do you just use one car for all, or you got a couple of cars?
Usually use the same car for practice and race. I just bring like the different parts like chassis or other parts like arms, shocks,
Yeah.
linkages. Mhm.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think we'll bring it to an end there because I've really run out of questions, and there's nobody else is really asking many other questions. I've normally got an array of a lot of different questions coming up here, but there isn't many. Anyway, but thanks for coming on and joining with us anyway, having a bit of a chat. It's good to see you again, mate.
Thank you, George.
And hopefully we get to see you again soon at a racetrack. Yeah. And I've been yeah, as soon as the tracks are ready, and as soon as these bans are all lifted, yeah, I'm sure we'll all be down there. And yeah, don't forget to mention to your father as well. I'm looking for some Diamondbacks. If he's got any left. Okay, all right. Thanks very much, Jason. You take care.
All right, thank you, George. Take care too.
All right.
Good night.
Hi guys. So okay, so that was with Jason. It was good to see him. Yeah, just have a bit of a nice to have a bit of a chat with him. It's actually been quite a long time since I've met with Jason. I think it was last time was in 18, the World Championships. I think that was the last time we actually got to meet and have a bit of a chat. So anyway, like I said before, in these videos I'm doing, I'm a Kyosho driver, Kyosho for life, with reds and everything. But I think it's good just to get a bit of a background on what the with other drivers. I've got a lot of other friends that drive different cars and things like this. So it's not just about sticking to one brand and only having friends from that brand. I think you should have friends from the RC community, whether it be on road or off road or 1/10 or 1/8 or EP or GP. It's good to speak with all these guys. Just have a beer, have a relax. So thank you all very much for joining us tonight. I think there was some questions that were asked on there, but I think they got answered in the question comments as well. Anyway, so we're back tomorrow night. We'll still be streaming to YouTube and to Facebook. If there's any other places that you can think of where we can stream to, that'll be good too. Please message me, whether it be on Facebook or on WhatsApp or anything, and we can stream out to them locations as well. I think I can get up to about 30 different stream locations. We're going to try some more things as well tomorrow, which is going to be the messaging. Hopefully I can get the messaging service working. So we'll be able to have the messages coming up on the screen as well. So that should be something new coming up on here as well. Okay, guys, so I'll leave it there for tonight. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, so sorry, before I go. So tomorrow night we've got Mike Craddock back on with us. So that'll be 11 p.m. Malaysia time, 4 p.m. in the UK. Monday we got Peter Hamling with us as well. He's the Kyosho huge fan. He does a lot of support for the Kyosho drivers, and so it'd be good to bring him on, and we're going to have a bit of a chat with him. Then probably on Tuesday as well, we'll have Mike Craddock back out with us. Then we'll be lining up a few other people ready for next week as well. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and well, we'll see you tomorrow night with Mike. All right. Thanks very much, guys. Take care.